Hey guys, my name is Sarah, and today I have 5 delicious, family-friendly, easy dinners that I made for my family over the past week. And today is also a collaboration with Tamara over at Southern Wife Everyday Life. She posts what's for dinners, hauls, day in the life videos. She does a little bit of everything. So after you watch this video, if you haven't already, go check out her channel as well and her what's for dinner video. And if you have come over from Tamara's channel, welcome. Thank you so much. I'm so glad you are here, and I would love for you to be a part of my YouTube family as well. And let's get started. First, I have some burritos that I made in my air fryer, and I have about 3 chicken breasts shredded up that I just cooked in my Instant Pot, a softened block of cream cheese, 3 tablespoons or 1 packet of taco seasoning, and 1.5 to 2 cups of Colby Jack cheese. And I just mixed it up really well. It probably would have been a little bit easier with a hand mixer, stand mixer, which is what I will do next time, but I just mixed it up really well. This was enough for about 10 burrito size tortillas, and you'll see I almost could have put a little bit less of the mixture in the middle and stretched it out even further, but all I'm doing right now is I'm just going to fill them. I'm only going to show you one. You don't have to see the whole boring process, but like I said, I got 10 out of them, and I thought maybe this one needed a little bit more taco seasoning. I probably would have put a little bit more, but here, like you see, I am just rolling them up like a burrito, and once I am finished, I have my air fryer preheated to, I don't know, hang on, we'll see in a second. I can't remember. Preheated to 400 degrees, and I think I did this in like 3 different batches, and they only cooked for about 6 minutes each, and I drizzled some of that amazing cheese dip from Sam's on these, and this was actually part of my Super Bowl night food, which the rest of my appetizers and stuff will be in a different video, so that's why there's no side with this, but it would have been awesome with some rice and beans, of course. These were so good. And this night I was just cooking for my husband and son. The girls and I went out to dinner with some friends, so I threw some shells, medium shells, a jar of sauce, and covered them with enough water. As you'll see here, I just enough. There's never like an exact measurement on that. Just make sure your noodles are at least a little bit covered. And I threw in some garlic powder, some onion powder, and I had like, as you'll see, there's not a lot of meatballs left in this. Oh yeah, some Italian seasoning too. But I threw in what meatballs I had left, put the lid on, and cooked it for 4 minutes. And that was it. Dinner was served. Notice the difference in hands, because clearly this is my husband trying to open this, and when I was editing I sent him a little clip and I was like, yeah, I remember my first time opening the Instant Pot. All jokes aside, he did such a good job mixing up, and he's so detailed. He's always so helpful with me in my videos. And now I'm going to make the best lasagna ever. I am like super duper proud of my personal lasagna recipe. I had like a 15-ounce container of ricotta cheese. I used about almost all of it, about 3/4, 1 egg. Throw in some, probably about half a cup of shredded Parmesan, the same of mozzarella, a little bit of salt, pepper, and parsley, and I mixed that all up really well. And of course, this was my ricotta mixture. Oh yes, and I threw in some of the Weber garlic Parmesan seasoning that I just recently got because I thought it would be really good, and I really do think it like sent it to another level, just like another depth, another layer of flavor, and it was so good. And one of my daughters here wanted to help me layer it. As you can see, I started off, and I love her little splatter of sauce you're about to see, but she was really enjoying herself, and you'll see me here trying to tell her exactly what to do. But you're going to layer the sauce, and then you will put a layer of your noodles, followed by a layer of the ricotta cheese mixture, and then sauce, noodles, ricotta, and then sauce and mozzarella. You will see. It's just your typical lasagna recipe. And that last bit of sauce my daughter's going to put on here, she was like, can I just pour it in there? And I was like, yes, go ahead. That's smart. She also told me that she knew the amount of cheese that was supposed to go on lasagna, so she wanted to do it. And I did not expect her to put everything that I had shredded on there. But you know what? That's probably one of the reasons it was amazing, because it was so good. And I cooked it in a 350 degree oven for 25 minutes, and then I broiled it for probably a good 5 minutes until it was nice and browned. Topped it with a little bit of parsley and served it with some garlic toast. And as you can see here, this was so good. It was amazing. Even my husband was like, that is the best lasagna I've ever had, and that I had personally ever made. So good. And this night, I just threw together something really simple. I am throwing in the whole packet of chicken legs into my slow cooker, topping it with a little bit of the Corky's barbecue seasoning, which you can use whatever your favorite is, and barbecue sauce, and you'll see me layer it and do that to a couple more. And I cooked it on low for 6 hours. They're still a little bit frozen, but that was with my slow cooker. I know everybody's is different. They were even more than done at 6. And you'll see I'm using 3 different types of barbecue sauce because I'm trying to clean out and use especially condiments in the fridge and just things I'm trying to go through. So we had 3 bottles of barbecue sauce that was open, so it feels pretty good to get some of the bottles out of the fridge. I know y'all know what I'm talking about. And when they were done, I just removed them from the sauce and mixed a cornstarch slurry together and threw that in there, turned it back on high for 30 minutes just to thicken it up just a little bit. Like, it wasn't thickened up a whole lot, but it was enough to brush the legs and it actually stick. But also, I'm going to be brushing them one more time with this barbecue once it gets thickened up, like I said, and I threw them in my air fryer to get the skin all crispy. I think it was like 375. It was like a higher temperature, 375 to 400. Just watch it. You know, I didn't go by time. I think I started it at 20 minutes and then just kept checking it. And once I felt like the top was enough, I flipped it over, And then afterwards, I put more barbecue on it, and these were so good. Like, I love grilled barbecue legs. And you know, when you cook them in a crock pot, you just can't do that with the skin. And of course, if you don't have an air fryer, you can do that in the oven as well. Just throw them in there and broil it. And then I made some fries in my air fryer as well. And they're just 400 degrees for 20 minutes. And you just check them about halfway through and mix them up. And lastly, I'm making some Swedish meatballs, pasta stuff, Swedish meatballs and pasta. And you're going to use half of a 32-ounce frozen bag of meatballs. I doubled this because, it was not going to be enough for 6 of us. So I used 5 cups of broth. Well, it was 4 cups of broth and then a cup of water, and I threw in a beef bouillon cube because I didn't have any more beef broth. And then I put in 4 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce, a little bit, or a sprinkle, it called for a teaspoon. I just shake it in there. Some ground dried parsley. Same with the salt and pepper. I think I used a teaspoon of each of those, and I also threw in about a tablespoon of minced garlic. And I had gotten this I'm so tongue-tied today. It's been a long one, but here I have these caramelized onions seasoning, or this caramelized onion seasoning I got from Sam's, and I hadn't used it yet, so I thought it would be really good in this, and it was. It added a little extra flavor, obviously, because my husband was asking me if there was onion in it, and I told him no. And then I figured I would just try that, and it was really good. And then I dipped a whole bag of egg noodles in here. It said that, it's okay if they're not completely covered, but to push them down and not mix. But I couldn't help it. I put a little bit more water on top just because it's who I am as a person. But then I threw in 2 cups of, or poured in, throw anything, 2 cups of heavy whipping cream mixed with 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, and just brought it back up to a broil. And once it thickened up, I served it, and this was amazing. So good. I love those frozen meatballs. They're just one of my favorites. And this is going to conclude today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to head over to Tamara's channel and let her know that I sent you, and I will see y'all in the next video.